What happens when you contact anybody in Rockingham County or Stratford County about police misconduct or any kind of misconduct at the jail? Or about the ones that are living under false pretenses, like the mystery man? That's right. The mystery man duping monsters, what we consider him out here, the ones of us that have been involved and been duped by him. But the name also goes as William Asher, musician, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Everybody you see here has been notified. Every one of them want another seat in the Senate. Well, or in the county, or in the state, wherever they want it. Up in Congress, I don't know. But I can tell you right now, Rockingham County, Stratford County, I suggest if you're a registered voter, don't vote until the crooks and the criminals are out. Brian himself contacted me back by phone months ago. I told him all about William Asher. I told him about the sex trafficking. I told him about April 7th when I was illegally detained and withheld without water, food, and necessities. It is noted by medical records that I was put into cardio distress, and it was not read until the day after I had been released from the ER. Okay? So with that being said, Portsmouth Hospital, that's right, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Police Department, Fire Department, the Commission for the county, the towns, Greenland, all of them involved, Stratum, whoever else may be involved. I promise you, I already served the paperwork. So what happened? Did it go missing? Case was dismissed. That means I can now go ahead and file misconduct, malicious prosecution, retaliation, and I've got proof, fact, and information. Believe me when I tell you, I took to the streets and I've told everybody that's in good standing with the county, the town, the state, and the government. Anybody that would listen. And some didn't want to hear me, but I gave them the paperwork so they could read it, and they can't even say or deny it because I'll call them out by name. Here I am. This is me. I want justice. House for justice. That's right. Route 1, House Highway. What happened to that? Why did it get name changed? Well, I'm going to get into that too. Momentarily, no, it's probably going to be a week or so. But I can promise you, if anybody else can change names of roads and streets, we can take back the land and the history. I am going to register to vote this year, but I'm not going to vote. I'm going to withhold my vote. And then we're going to see what happens when everybody else decides to follow lead. Because why? If you don't vote, then there's no election. They can't just take their seat if they're not elected to be, right? And so then, when they decide to put some real people in there, not career criminals, then perhaps, and besides that, maybe, and I will vote again. Here's some little bit of information, people. You can't even say that I didn't tell about all this back then. And then I got retaliated against. Imagine that. Go through this profile name you see, look at my pictures, and you're going to see everything that I've been through since he's been able to put his reins on me. Yeah, somebody dropped my A-frame bolt, and so my A-frame dropped to the ground, shall I say. Same car was stolen, Chiefland, Florida. For all of you wondering, this was a channel that my ex-husband apparently made, and since he's been served with a paper to appear in court October 21st, 2024, most of what he posted about me has been deleted, so they can't even deny and lie without getting caught about the fact that this here, William Asher, is still the same old William Asher that claimed death benefits against me and my daughter in the Social Security Administration office out of Bangor area of Bangor, Maine. Imagine that. And every time I've requested information on that, they shun it and hide it. I've got audio recordings of those conversations as well as notarized statements to back them up. It'll be a year and 3 days, people. If anybody knows where my dog Gypsy is, please contact. Make sure, you contact. Leave a comment on YouTube. Do whatever you got to do. But let's find Gypsy. This is ridiculous. I have been through enough. My dog certainly doesn't need to be going through this bullshit. And she needs to be returned. That's my dog. That's my family. So let's get her back home to me. I still want to know, what'd you do with my first dog that got stolen? This is Gidget. Why'd you burn the mansion burning on me? I would have never started a fire on anybody's building, but they've certainly made their way to burn me out. How many times now? 3? Look at that, Michael Drake. It's the same smile I had on my face April 7th when you got a picture of me from the Sally Port. Nothing wrong with me there either, is there? Imagine that. So why don't you tell everybody in the nation how you put in your police report that you saw me swallow something? And the paramedic that said I had track marks on my leg? And how about the fact that you saw me smoking something? You were never able to prove any of that. Isn't that why there's a lawsuit coming against Greenland, Rockingham County, New Hampshire? I was defamed in this picture as well. And so what if I was out there with the homeless people? Nobody is homeless. So that governmental word, it needs to disappear. Without adequate shelter? Maybe. But nobody's ever homeless. This is God's land, and we're God's children. It's our land. And it's time that we take it back and utilize it. Abolish the government, and we won't have to deal with it anymore or ever again. Seabrook, New Hampshire. Pat's Auto Repair and Towing. I'm going to request and suggest again you tell everybody what happened to my vehicle. And why did you take it off the lot? Why was it unattended? Why were the windows down, the keys left in it, with all of my paperwork filings? And mind you, everybody, I never got my vehicle back. I never got my belongings, and I never got an answer. The only thing that I received in the mail was a bill from Pat. He's going to receive the lawsuit in the mail. I've spoken with representatives. I have emailed everything to every official that needs it, from Maine to across the country to California. And you know what? God's good. Fuck with Mother Nature and see what happens. Because you see, in the long run, it doesn't matter who gets a seat in the House or Congress. The fact is, God is always here, and Jesus will always be king.